Well, yeah, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to MajorSlackVideos, your first stop for titillating tactical gaming, and welcome to my Fallout 4 Survival Beta walkthrough. Yeah, I'm going to do a walkthrough of this new difficulty setting that was released in beta form on March 29th, just last week, Tuesday, March 29th. This was released on Steam for PC gamers. Yeah, this is coming out on console in 1 month, but we PC gamers get a early crack at it. Yeah, finally they throw us a bone. We PC gamers are always getting the short end of the stick. So yeah, haha, we get it first. Just kidding, just kidding. Yeah, survival beta. This is the new kick-ass, really harsh difficulty setting released by Bethesda. They're releasing it in test mode. We test it out and give them our feedback. There is a forum set up on the Bethesda site where you can give your feedback on the new survival beta mode, and the forum is hot. It's hot. There's tons of comments, and it's a war too. It's pretty much devolved into a war. I'll get into more on that later. For now, I'm going to, this is basically an introductory video, okay, and the next video will focus on the build that I'm going to use in this new survival mode, and then episode 3 I'll be jumping into the game. Okay, so that's the way it's going to go down. Stay tuned, okay? All 3 episodes are going to be uploaded today. Today is Sunday, April 3rd, 2016. All 3 episodes are going to be uploaded today. So stay tuned, and please subscribe to get all my videos hot off the press. Let's get right into it. As you can see, for those of you who like to accuse me of cheating, which I think is ridiculous, okay? I never cheat. I never cheat. I am indeed playing this game on survival. It says right there, start a new game on survival, all right? Okay, so that's that. Confirm, and away we go. Okay, we don't need to see this, so we'll just skip ahead. Now we're at the make your character screen. The sound is turned off because there's music playing in the background from a radio, and there will be copyright issues if I have that music playing. All right, so let's just quickly make this guy ready for the wasteland. The wasteland is now a really harsh place, so no more pretty boy, okay? And I got some plans exactly how to do this, so let me just quickly run through this. Phase number 15. Let's throw in some extras, starting with damage. Scar, right burn, left brow gash. How about a little lip scratch? Right stitches. Boxer, 12 rounds. Broken nose, what the hell? Black eye, what the hell? Yeah. And fat lip, what the hell? Done and done, except blemishes. I just want to put one. Splotches left head. There we go. That one. Apply. Out we go. Back. Let's go to the hair. And I want the tough enough one. There we go. That's our guy. Okay, now you can see the game auto-saved, and it will do that 2 or 3 times in the beginning, and after that there are no quick saves or manual saves. I'll get more into that right now. This is the first time that we're able to access the help screen, so let me just access the help screen, and Bethesda has been kind enough to give us a whole rundown of what this new survival difficulty is all about. Let's just quickly run through all this, and I'll give you my impression on each one. Basically, survival difficulty introduces a whole bunch of new encumbrances and restrictions on the gameplay, okay? And it's a lot of it is about introducing things like having to stay well fed, having to stay, like they introduce things like hunger, thirst, fatigue, disease, and adrenaline, okay? Those are the big 5, okay? And on top of that, the two big ones are, okay, these are the two big ones that everyone's complaining about. First of all, on the forum, generally speaking, everyone thinks it's too hard, okay? And the two big ones that everyone's complaining about is there's no more saving, okay? No more manual or quick saving. If you want to save the game, you have to sleep in a bed, okay? That's number one. Number two, no more fast travel, all right? Those are the two biggies, all right? Let's go, I'll talk about those in a minute, but let's go through all the other ones here. Scroll down here. Here we go. Survival makes it more challenging to keep yourself in top health and high spirits. Food and stim packs heal at a significantly slower rate. That's the way the old survival was. That was basically the only change between the old survival mode and the next difficulty setting below that, which was very hard, okay? When you took food or you ate food or you took stim packs, your health bar filled up very, very slowly, all right? So that was a big change. Now they added a whole bunch of other stuff. Lethality, you now deal and also take more damage. You can increase the damage you deal even further with adrenaline. I'll talk about that in a minute. Fast travel. Okay, here we go. Fast travel is disabled. If you wish to be somewhere, you have to get there the old-fashioned way. What's that, Slack? Walk. That's right, walk. Just like your granddad. Back in my day, I used to have to walk to change the channel on the TV. Yeah, you have to walk everywhere. This has a huge dramatic impact on the gameplay, okay, and I'll get into that more into that later. Yeah, it really affects the gameplay. Inventory management by default, before survival beta, if you had strength at 1, your carry weight would default to 210 pounds. All right, now with strength at 1, your carry weight defaults to 100 pounds. That's it, 100 pounds. Okay, and with strength at 10, it defaults to 190 pounds. Now, I don't know about you, but I typically carry around about 130 pounds of armor and weapons alone. Okay, so this is another dramatic change to how you're going to approach the game. Okay, it's really big change. Adrenaline, there's now a new perk where you can get a damage boost by killing enemies. It's a special perk that appears in your Pip-Boy. You look it up on your Pip-Boy stat perks, and you'll see adrenaline listed, and you'll see how much adrenaline you've built up by killing enemies. All right, there's no like points you put into it on the perk chart. It's just something that builds up separately. Okay, the more you kill enemies, the more adrenaline you build up, and the more damage bonus you get. This is knocked back by sleeping. Okay, every time you sleep, you lose adrenaline. Okay, so you can go without sleep and build up your adrenaline and have a really high damage bonus. Okay, compass. You have these little red dots on the compass. The compass appears at the bottom of your screen there. These red dots tell you where the enemies are. No more. No more. From now on, you have to eyeball everything. You have to simply look and see where the enemies are. One thing that is still in effect is the recon scope, and things like the mods that you can put on power armor and stuff like that. So you can tag enemies if you have those abilities or if you have that particular mod on a weapon. But other than that, no more red dots on the compass. You have to eyeball everything manually. All right. Combat. One thing I really like that I love this mode. Okay, first of all, my take on this mode, I freaking love it. I love it as is. I went and posted my feedback on the forum, and I posted a comment saying don't change a thing. Okay, and I think I'm up to like 35 5-star likes so far, which is pretty good. It's not the best on the forum, but it's pretty good. So a lot of people agree with me. Don't change a thing. Actually, there is one tiny thing I'd like them to change, but I'll get into that later. That has to do with how they manage ammo and how much ammo weighs. Okay, I'll get into that later. But now you actually deal more damage. Okay, before survival and higher difficulty settings was all about you dealing less damage and the enemies dealing more damage. Now it's like an even playing field for everybody. The enemies deal more damage and you also deal more damage. Okay, so now the gameplay is pretty much all about get them before they get you. All right, it's all about take them down hard and fast. That's the way you're going to do well on survival. All right, moving right along. you have all these new meters or measurements, if you will, about how well your character is doing. You have hunger, you have thirst, and you have fatigue. Those are the big three, all right? You must stay well fed, you must stay hydrated, and you must stay well rested, all right? Bed types affect how much sleep you can get, all right? So if you sleep in a sleeping bag, you can only sleep 3 hours. If you sleep in a dirty mattress, you can only sleep 5 hours. If you sleep in a proper bed, you can get a full night's sleep. And it's only by getting a full night's sleep that you get well rested. Otherwise, you introduce all these other things into your character, like you may get insomnia, you may get lethargy, all kinds of other stuff comes into play. And when you get these afflictions or diseases, it knocks back your stats. Okay, you get less endurance, less charisma. It's like a penalty. It's just like a chem addiction penalty. Okay, you get these afflictions, and then your stats get knocked back until you cure yourself of these addictions. All right. You'll find it difficult to survive without taking proper care of yourself. I just covered that. Fatigue, like I said, you have to stay well rested, and you can't spam a sleeping bag. All right. I just finished saying that you can sleep 3 hours in a sleeping bag, and you may be thinking, okay, if I need a full night's sleep, can I just sleep like 3 times in a sleeping bag? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be able to sleep 8 hours unencumbered in a good bed to get your well rested bonus, to be well rested. If you sleep frequently in a not so good bed, like a sleeping bag or a dirty mattress, you'll eventually get afflictions, and you'll see how it plays out. It's nuts. Illness. You can get sick. There's 5 different illnesses here. 6, sorry. Insomnia, lethargy, fatigue, parasites, weakness, and infection. This is the biggie. This is a bitch. Pardon my French, but wow. This is a bitch. When you get an infection, it's panic city, okay? The only way you can cure an infection is with antibiotics, okay? And what happens when you get an infection is, I timed it, your health takes a 20% ding every 90 seconds. Okay? Every 90 seconds you lose 20% of your health. It is panic city. You'll be dead within 7 minutes real time if you don't do anything about your infection, okay? And you can eat food to like recover your health, but then you need food for other things, and I'll get into that later. Yeah, so this is a big one. Antibiotics. If you're going to attempt this new survival beta mode, I strongly recommend that you you start out with your intelligence at least at 6, so that you can get the Chemist 1 perk, because that's the only way you can craft antibiotics in the game. Otherwise, you have to buy them, and they could be like miles and miles away at a doctor, okay? So, and you can, I've done this before. I have about, I'd say roughly about 20 hours experience in survival beta. And I experimented with a whole bunch of character builds. I stress tested a whole bunch of character builds and tweaked a really good build. That's coming up next. And I have actually gotten to situations where I've created a terminal, like I got into a terminal situation. My character was terminal because I got an infection, and with the resources I had on board, there was no way that I was going to get to antibiotics before my character was going to die, or before he used up all his food, all his stim packs and whatever. It's really nuts. It was the craziest gaming experience I ever had, where like I just in effect created a terminal situation, and it was it was a slow death, and there was no way out of it. It was really nuts. Doctors, they can heal your wounds and sell you antibiotics, cure your addictions and whatever, for a price. I already talked about antibiotics. I'm going to learn how to pronounce that because I'm saying it the French way. Antibiotics, I believe it is. Anyways, I'll look that up later. These will cure your addictions or your afflictions and whatnot. Herbal remedies. These things will provide resistances to various illnesses and afflictions, okay? But these herbal remedies need ingredients that are, I wouldn't say rare, but they're uncommon, and they're scattered all over the wasteland. It's stuff that you would never normally think of foraging for, like irradiated thistle and some of these things can only be found, from my knowledge, in the glowing sea. So maybe they added more of these ingredients that are needed for these herbal remedies around the wasteland. But yeah, so these herbal remedies, you can craft these special herbal remedies and make yourself, provide like a kind of like resistance to these afflictions. All right, suppressed immunity. This is another big one. Are you the kind of OCD Fallout 4 player where if you see some rads on your health bar, okay, you know how you all know how rads works, eh? You take some radiation and you take some rads damage, and it appears that as a little red bar on your health bar in the bottom left corner of your screen. Now, I know a lot of you are like me. You don't bother waiting until the red bar gets big. You see a little tiny bit of rads and you go, I don't like that. And you take some rad away and it goes away. No more. Okay? Now there are consequences to taking rad away. If you take rad away, you now get what's known as suppressed immunity, and that means you're more susceptible to illnesses, okay, including infection. All right, so there are now consequences to taking rad away. When I play survival beta now, I take a rad away. It's like a serious decision to take a rad away now. I wait till my health bar is like, maybe 1/3 full of red. Then I go, okay, am I going to risk a rad away now? Yes, seriously. Slower healing, we already talked about that. Crippled limbs will no longer auto heal after combat. You have to take a stim pack to get uncrippled. Companion healing, that doesn't affect me. I never use the companion. But if your companion goes down, you have to heal them. Otherwise, they might just abandon ship and go away. Right? Food and drink. Let me talk about hunger and thirst. You must keep like I said, you must keep your character well fed and hydrated. Okay, so you're constantly eating food, like on a periodic basis. Okay, you have to eat food and you have to drink water in order to stay well. All right, that's on top of sleeping. Okay, and what happens with food is normally food recovers your health bar, okay, provides you with HP. You see a little HP rating on all the food, okay? When you're hungry, that HP rating goes to 0, all right? Now all food will do is satisfy your hunger, and food will have no HP value until you are no longer hungry. All right, so now food has two purposes. It keeps you well fed and it helps you recover HP on your health bar. All right, so that is something to consider. You go through a lot of food in survival beta because, like I said, you have to stay well fed, and it doesn't serve both purposes simultaneously. Okay, you first have to get well fed, then your food goes back to providing you with HP for your health bar. All right, so here, that's what this is talking about. And all other bonuses too are nerfed until you are no longer hungry. For example, Radstag Steak will provide you with an extra 25 pounds carry weight. You won't get that until you're no longer hungry. All right, so there's that to consider. Counter effects. Keep in mind, certain items may not give you the results you expect. Chems, yeah, that's right. For example, stim packs. Stim packs will now make you thirsty, and other chems, same thing. Chems and alcohol will make you thirsty. Caffeine makes you hungry, like if you take a Nuka-Cola, it makes you hungry, etc., etc. Ammo now has weight. All right. I don't know if you knew this, but of course you knew this. You're all experienced Fallout 4 players. Ammo previously has 0 weight. You can carry as much ammo as you like. No longer. Ammo now has weight. All right. For example, minigun bullets, 5mm bullets, they weigh 8 pounds per 1,000 bullets. All right, and it depends on the caliber. Like the bigger the caliber, the more they weigh. So for example, shotgun shells weigh 0.1. So 10 shotgun shells will weigh 1 pound. All right, 100 shotgun shells will weigh 10 pounds. You see, so like it's a lot to consider now carrying around ammo. fusion cores weigh, I believe 2 pounds. Mini nukes weigh 12 pounds. Yeah, yeah, a lot to consider now. We talked about carry weight. We talked about companions. You can read a lot of these things as I'm scrolling through. Stop the video and pause the video and read all the details about what's going on here. I think we're at the end here. Strong back. Instead of allowing fast travel with strong back forward, you no longer take damage from exceeding your carry weight. I'd like to comment on that as well. If you exceed your carry weight, you can now get crippled. This has happened to me a number of times where you get a little bonus to your carry weight when you're in power armor, and I'm right at the edge with my carry weight. I step out of my power armor and I go over, I'm like over encumbered, and I instantly get crippled. This has happened to me a lot. And when you get crippled, you lose health. Like your health takes a ding. So yeah, this is that's the new survival beta mode. You have to deal with all that. Now, on the forum that they've set up for feedback, okay? I just want to quickly comment on this. It has essentially devolved into this war where a lot of people want toggles. And what I mean by toggles is they want the option to turn certain things in survival on or off. All right, and basically you have the pro toggle people and the no toggle people. I am definitely on the no toggle side. I like survival just the way it is. No toggle or pro toggles, basically all those who want toggles, who want the option to turn certain things on and off. It's all about fast travel and no saves. All right, though all the other things most people seem fine with, but the pro toggle people want the ability to turn off the no fast travel and to turn off the no quick save thing, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, but if you do that, you cannot call it survival. Okay, you cannot call it survival difficulty. Okay, so my take on that would be to create two new difficulty settings. Create a difficulty setting where you either have toggles, okay, and you're allowed to turn everything on and off. Actually, I don't think you even need toggles. Basically, what everybody's complaining about is they want they want to be able to fast travel anywhere they want. They want to be able to save the game anywhere they want. They want to be able to play Fallout 4 normally, but they want to have all the new features like hunger, thirst, fatigue, adrenaline, and disease. They want all that, but they don't want to have to deal with the no fast travel and the no quick save. All right, now I'm okay with that. All right, but that is not survival difficulty. Okay, there has to be an exclusive hardcore top difficulty setting that us other hardcore gamers can embrace and call it our own, and have a sense of accomplishment and prestige when we deal with this survival difficulty setting. Okay, so I'm okay with like nerfing the survival difficulty setting, but it can't be called survival. Okay, so I would say the pro toggle people can have their own separate difficulty setting called something like realistic. Okay, where you have everything like hunger, thirst, fatigue, etc., etc., but you get to play the game normally, like with fast travel and with quick saves. You can call it like the realistic difficulty setting. And then you have the survival difficulty setting that Bethesda envisioned, and that remains untouched. Okay, once you opt in for that, boom, it's all in or nothing. Okay, that's my take. I'm okay with toggles, and I'm okay with nerfing the survival difficulty setting, but it cannot be called survival. All right, so that pretty much covers everything about what we're getting into in this difficulty setting. Okay, and as I said, this is an introductory video, so this will end here. Next video I'm going to get into the build, okay, the particular build I'm going to use, and that is going to be a power armor build, and I'll talk more about that as I proceed through the game. All right.
Good morning, sir. Your coffee. 173.5 degrees